Hi, guys, it's Gina. Before we start, I need you to really hear me today. Not just listen, not just nod along. I need this to hit you in your chest because what I'm about to say might be the most important thing you hear all year. Here it is. Not everyone in your life is supposed to stay in your life. And every single day you keep the wrong people around, you delay the future you deserve. I know that's hard to hear. I know some of those people have been there for years. I know you feel like you owe them something. But let me ask you one question. What do you owe yourself? Because here's what I've learned the hard way. You can work on yourself every single day. You can read the books. You can do the affirmations. You can meditate, journal, and set goals. But if you're surrounded by people who drain you, doubt you, and dim your light, none of it will work. Your environment is more powerful than your willpower. And toxic people, they don't just hurt your feelings, they steal your future. So today, we're talking about something most people avoid. Why you must walk away from toxic people, and how doing it will change everything. Let's get into it. Let me paint a picture for you. You don't become unhappy overnight. It doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens slowly, quietly. So gradually, you don't even notice. It's in the friend who criticizes everything you do, but calls it just being honest. It's in the partner who makes you feel exhausted after every conversation, but you tell yourself relationships are hard. It's in the family member who shrinks you every time you dream bigger, and somehow you end up apologizing for having ambition. And what do? You make excuses. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Maybe they'll change eventually. But let me tell you something, and I need you to really hear this. People rarely change because you want them to. Think about it. How many times have you tried to change something about yourself? A habit? A mindset? A pattern? It wasn't easy, was it? It took work. It took time. It took pain. So what makes you think you have the power to change someone else? You don't. And every day you wait for them to become different is another day you lose. Another day your energy leaks. Another day your confidence shrinks. Another day your dreams get pushed further away. That's how toxic people work. They don't destroy you in one moment. They drain you slowly until you forget who you were before them. So what is the real cost to keep toxic people in your life? Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that after spending time with certain people, you feel exhausted? Not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like something heavy is sitting on your chest. Like your motivation just disappeared. That's not a coincidence. That's your energy being stolen. See, most people don't realize this. Your energy is the most valuable thing you own. More valuable than money. More valuable than time. More valuable than any possession. Because without energy, you can't think clearly. Without energy, you can't take action. Without energy, you can't build the life you want. And toxic people, they are energy vampires. Every complaint drains you. Every criticism chips away at your confidence. Every negative comment plants doubt in your mind. And here's the worst part. They don't even know they're doing it. Most toxic people aren't evil. They're just stuck. Stuck in their own pain. Stuck in their own fear. Stuck in their own small thinking. And misery loves company. So they pull you down, not because they hate you, but because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. Your ambition triggers their insecurity. Your dreams expose their excuses. Your light makes their darkness uncomfortable. So they shrink you. They question you. They doubt you. They make you feel crazy for wanting more. And if you're not careful, you start believing them. That's how dreams die. Not in failure, not in rejection, in bad environments. Now here's the part that hurts. Sometimes the toxic people in your life are the ones you grew up with, the ones you've known for years, the ones you thought would always be there. Maybe it's a childhood friend, maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's a parent. And that makes it so much harder because you love them, because you have history, because walking away feels like betrayal. So you stay, you tolerate, you sacrifice your peace, you shrink yourself to keep the connection. But let me ask you something. At what point do you choose yourself? At what point do you stop betraying your own happiness just to keep others comfortable? At what point do you realize that loyalty to the wrong people is disloyalty to yourself? Because here's the brutal truth. You cannot become your highest self while surrounded by people committed to staying the same. Let me say that again. Leveling up requires focus. It requires confidence. It requires clarity. And you cannot have any of those things when your energy is constantly being drained by people who don't want to grow. So you have a choice. You can keep holding on and stay exactly where you are. Or you can let go and finally become who you're meant to be. The choice is yours. What happens when you walk away? Now let me tell you what happens when you finally release the people who don't belong in your future. Everything changes. I'm not exaggerating. First, your energy returns. That heaviness you've been carrying, gone. That mental fog, lifted. That exhaustion that had nothing to do with sleep, disappeared. Second, your clarity sharpens. Suddenly you can think. Suddenly you can focus. Suddenly you know exactly what you want and how to get it. Third, your confidence rebuilds. Without someone constantly doubting you, you start believing in yourself again. Without someone criticizing your every move, you start taking bold action. Without someone shrinking you, you start expanding into who you were always meant to be. Fourth, opportunities appear. Not new opportunities. They were always there. You just couldn't see them because your energy was being drained by the wrong people. But now you have eyes to see. Now you have strength to pursue. Now you have space to receive. And finally, peace becomes normal. Not drama, not chaos, not walking on eggshells. Peace. And that peace, that's where your best life lives. So here's what I need you to understand. Walking away from toxic people is not about hate. It's about self-respect. You're not being mean. You're not being selfish. You're not abandoning anyone. You're simply choosing yourself. And choosing yourself is not a crime. It's a requirement. You're not responsible for fixing everyone. You're not responsible for carrying people who refuse to grow. And you're definitely not supposed to shrink just so others don't feel uncomfortable around your expansion. So here's the shift. Stop feeling guilty for having boundaries. Stop apologizing for protecting your peace. Stop making excuses for people who wouldn't do the same for you. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to choose a different path. And anyone who truly loves you will support that. If they don't, that tells you everything you need to know. So here we are. You've heard everything. Now it's decision time. You can keep doing what you've been doing. Keep tolerating. Keep sacrificing. Keep waiting for people to change. And 5 years from now, you'll be in the exact same place. Drained, stuck, wondering what could have been. Or you can decide right now that you're done. Done carrying people who were never supposed to come with you. Done shrinking for people who are afraid of your growth. Done choosing everyone else over yourself. You can walk away, not with anger, not with drama, but with clarity. And when you do, you make room. Room for better people. Room for better opportunities. Room for the life you've been dreaming about. So here's my challenge for you. Think about one person, just one, who drains you every time you interact with them. You know who they are. And ask yourself, is this connection worth my future? If the answer is no, you know what you need to do. Your peace is worth protecting. Your dreams are worth fighting for. And you are worth choosing. So walk away. Walk away from the toxicity. Walk away from the drama. Walk away from anyone who makes you question your worth. And never look back. If this message hit you today, do me a favor. Hit that like button so more people can see this. Subscribe if you're serious about leveling up your life. And drop a comment below. Tell me, I choose me. Let's see how many of us are ready to walk away and build something better. Thank you for watching. I believe in you. And I'll see you in the next video. Now go, level up, and never look back. Bye, guys!